Ladies and gentlemen, we are here out on Thompson Road here in Dexter, Georgia, and there's so many people that work so hard. And we've got this awesome man here to my left right here. How you doing?
Doing fine.
We know y'all are busy. Tell everybody who you are, tell us about what the work that you're doing, and tell us about how things have been going.
I'm Jay Outlaw. I'm journeyman lineman for Oconee EMC, and the hurricane that come through had a lot of people without lights, and we just been working pretty hard trying to get all the lights on quick as we can and fast as we can for the consumers.
We appreciate you so much. I've been traveling with Jennifer here. Jennifer's been delivering lunches. Jennifer, it doesn't seem like they've been able to take a break.
Well, and that's what we're called to do, as Jay said, to get the lights on as fast and as safe as possible. And that's what these guys have been doing. We have all of Oconee EMC's available crews out working, plus we have 5 additional crews that have come in to assist them from Kentucky and North Carolina.
Wow.
So they're busy.
That's awesome. And we just watched your crew, cut that tree down. I mean, you're having to answer calls everywhere, it seems.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been able to sleep at all these past 3 days?
Yeah, they've been letting us go in and get a little rest, which helps a lot.
Well, we love you as a community. We appreciate all the hard work that you all do, the tireless, the efforts that you are making to make sure that we are safe and that we have power.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for all you do. Journeyman and lineman, thank you. You know, ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to know that there are so many great people working to help make sure not only that the city is safe, and with these guys to make sure that we have power. And they just got here from North Carolina with us. Thank you guys so much for coming down. Seems like you brought your whole crew with you.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to start with you. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about you?
Tracy Biggs from Mayodan, North Carolina. Work for Energy United out of Statesville. Been there 23 years. 23 years. Now, your title's considered a lineman? Yes, ma'am. 23 years. And in all those 23 years, Tracy, tell us what has been the most significant pleasure you've taken out of your job? Well, probably just come and help others. Yeah. Coming all around here to Georgia. Yeah, all the way to Georgia. Yeah. Now, have you had to do this before? Yes, ma'am. Yeah. All right. And so we gave you a call, and you just guys came on running. Yes, ma'am. We're glad to have you here, Tracy. Well, glad to be here. All right. You've been waiting in the wings to talk to me, James. All right. The floor is yours. Go for it.
I'm James Russell from Denton, North Carolina, and I've been with Energy United for 19 years.
19 years. We just have so much experience right here. So much right here. And tell us how rewarding your job has been.
It's very rewarding to be able to go out and help people.
And, we're glad to have you here, so it's like you come here, you're not even sure what to expect.
No, we don't.
But you're ready for it.
Yes, we are.
And so we know you guys are getting your orders to find out where you need to go and what you're going to be doing. And it's very significant for us as a community to know that you all are here and you're working in our best interest. And so we appreciate you because we know you're leaving family back for a little while.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
And tell us about your family.
I got a wife and 2 daughters.
How old are your kids?
21 and 15.
Oh, wow. You're going to be an empty nester before too long.
Yeah, it won't be long.
Woo! What about your family, James?
I have a wife and 3 kids. The oldest one's 27. I got a 25 and a 20-year-old and a 9-month-old grandchild.
Oh, congratulations to you. Well, thank you. We know you guys had to leave your family for a little while. We're glad that we're here, and you all are ensuring us that we're in great hands. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. All right, we've got Robert Owens with us. He's going to talk to us a little bit about himself and their company and them coming in from North Carolina. How are you, Mr. Owens?
I'm fine.
Good to see you.
Well, it's good to be here. We're glad that we can be here to help in all this devastation, and we know that there's a lot of people out of power, and we're grateful that we've got the manpower that we can come help.
We're so thankful to have you all here. You tell us about your crew and tell us how long you've been with the company.
Well, I've been with Energy United is our company, and we're based out of Statesville, North Carolina. Okay. I work out of the Lexington district. We're the biggest co-op in North Carolina.
Okay. Okay.
We brought crews from about 25 men from different districts, so we're ready. We're here ready to turn the lights back on.
And when it comes to a situation like this, when we actually when people have to come from a different state, how much work does it require to make all of this stuff happen?
It takes a lot.
Yeah.
Different co-ops and different power companies have different voltages.
Okay. Okay.
And it's, you're going into unknown territory, and it's kind of, you're out of your element when you're somewhere else. But But all these guys, these are some of the best linemen around, and they do an excellent job. They're all safe. Safety is our #1 priority.
Yes, sir.
We work safe.
And we appreciate the partnerships here that are being made and how you're able to come in like you are in full strength to be able to help us, because there's so many residents that are without power in so many different areas. And so we're just glad to have you all here.
Well, we're glad to be here and glad we can help.
All right. We appreciate y'all so much. Be safe out there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. This is Mr. Owens, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from North Carolina. We are so pleased to have Mr. Stephen Burton and the crew with him all the way from Kentucky. How are you, Mr. Burton?
Oh, we're great. We're just tickled to death to be here to be able to help out.
We're so thrilled to have you here. Tell us about you, if you would, and tell us about your organization.
Well, we're from a little co-op called Grayson Rural Electric up in Grayson, Kentucky. And we're just a small co-op about like they're all down here, and we come down here to give everything we got to help get the power back on.
Wow. And how long have you been with Grayson?
I've been with Grayson 6 years now.
6 years. And tell us what your experience has been, especially when you have certain disasters that happen and so much power out for residents.
The great thing about line work, and the reason I love it, is everybody pulls together.
Yeah.
Whenever the power goes out, we all come together to help get it on as fast as I can. I love that aspect of my job.
And are you leaving your family behind for a few days, for a little while?
I sure am. I got a pretty little wife and a beautiful little 2-year-old girl waiting on me at home. So.
Well, we're thankful for your family for sacrificing you for a few days. Thank you to your crew for being here to help us get this power back on. And be safe out there.
We appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. This is Mr. Burton, ladies and gentlemen, from Grayson Rural. Thank you, sir.
Hey, are you searching for a great used car, truck, van, or SUV? Head on over to Dublin Auto Sales, where the selection and value are sure to fit your budget. See Wayne Kemp, Bill Topping, Alan Fields, TJ DeRochi, or Freddie Cook today. Dublin Auto Sales, celebrating another great year in business. Now proud to be on both sides of North Jefferson Street with our new truck and SUV lot. You'll also find Dublin Auto Sales at 1705 Telfair Street in Dublin. Selection, value, and pink rate or in-house financing is available, so financing is never an issue. Dublin Auto Sales, if you're searching for a great used car, truck, van, or SUV, head on over to Dublin Auto Sales. Cullen Supply and Engine Service, your steel dealer at 826 South Harris Street in Sandersville and 910 East Jackson in Dublin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Oconee EMC, and we're wanting to make sure that we see all of the work that goes into making sure that our citizens have proper power, and just to know what all is going on, because it's a lot of work taking place. A lot of people are working very hard, and we've got Miss Jennifer Bryant with us, the Member Services Director. How are you, Miss Bryant?
I'm well. How are you?
Good to see you. As you all can see in the background, we've got the ladies who are also working very diligently, taking a lot of calls and a lot of other things they're having to take, you know, during this very trying time. And we definitely want the people out there who don't have power to be patient and have grace on them, because they're having to work so hard.
They are.
So talk to us a little bit what's been going on.
Well, as you know, Tropical Storm Irma came through on Monday, and around here we saw up to 60-mile-an-hour gusts, wind gust. And as much as we would like to have prepared, you can't prepare, you know, power lines for something like that. So as soon as we knew the direction of it, we put our name for the standby crews, and and as you saw earlier, they have rolled in.
Yeah.
So we're very thankful for them.
We're so thankful, and we're thankful for all the work that you all are doing. So much. Now, can you tell us like how many power lines that are out or have been out? Or
yes, ma'am. We have around 12,500 meters on our lines, and I think at our highest point we had about 8,000 of those meters out.
Oh wow.
Today, right now, at my last check, we had about 4,000 out.
Wow. So there's progress being made.
There is progress
being made.
Yes, ma'am.
And we want you all to know that there is progress being made, and there's no respect of person when you have power outages.
That's right.
And we are noticing that there are trees that are coming down that are on power lines. So kind of tell us or give the citizens out there some words on their end about the patience that they need and the things that are taking place, that you're having, the fires you're literally having to put out.
Absolutely. We are asking them just to prepare because we still or some areas are not entirely sure. We know that we have about a dozen poles broken, and when you talk about changing out poles, that's hours per pole. And across our 7-county service area, we have about a dozen of those that are broken. So we are thankful for the additional crews that we can start dispersing them to tend to those broken poles. But this is something that we are doing our absolute best to do, is to restore everyone's power. And like you said, it's no respecter of person. And we value each one of our members, and that is our goal, is to get each member back home.
That's right. And when you're talking about a pole broken, that could be so many homes that are affected and residences.
Absolutely. I was what we call the war room.
Yes.
A few minutes ago, getting the latest update, and they were talking about, once a tree was removed off a limb, that they were going to go to another tap, and one tap could be 30 to 40 homes.
Right.
So, and what we want to tell our members is that even though you may not see our trucks in your area, take into account that we serve parts of 7 counties, and we have still, like I said, 4,000 without power. So even though you don't see our trucks in your area, we are working. And even though you may not see the line on the limb, or the limb on the line, or the pole broken, when one tap can control 40, think of how many homes a line can control, maybe miles down the road.
That's right. And when we went in the war room, we saw the supervisors, we saw the, the engineers and all of the work they're doing, and how they're having to pinpoint different areas of where there are outages and things that are having to be done. So there's so many people working. How many linemen do you usually have out?
I believe we have about 14 to 15 out, and we have 5 extra crews that have come in.
That's right.
From Kentucky and North Carolina, so we have more than doubled our workforce in restoration efforts for the storm.
And you're still making sure that they get the proper rest, because you think about the high voltage that they're, very dangerous jobs that they're
absolutely doing. It is extremely dangerous, and if they don't have the proper nutrition and the proper rest, then their safety is at stake, and in some cases their lives could be at stake.
That's right.
So we want to make sure that we value that, because safety is our top priority.
That's right. And there's all the behind the scenes stuff we're talking about, Dudley Baptist Church, getting together lunches and dinners for them, and just seeing the team effort of people working together.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are so thankful for Dudley Baptist. They volunteered to cook our breakfast and cook the suppers for our men. And we plate them and take them out to them. That is a huge load, huge burden off of us, because normally our support staff would be tasked with that, in addition to answering the phones and looking after the guys. We are so thankful.
Give a shout out to your support staff and how hard they're working, if you would.
The girls behind us, they're our member service representatives. It's LaSonia Haywood, Linda Page, Cindy Neesmith, and Vicki Wynn. And we have a few in the back as well that are also answering the phone calls. They are rock stars in my book. The questions and the answers that they have to field with our members. Some of it is just as simple as, I don't know.
Right.
And we know that our members are frustrated, and we know that they want answers. and we're restoring the power just as quick as we can.
And we thank you all that, and we know that because you know it's been, some have been out for several days, and you're reading. I read a lot of things on Facebook where people say my power's back on, and you know, for the ones who don't have power, there are a lot of citizens that are reaching out to people who don't have power to come take showers, to come and bunk with them, and things like that. And so we thank you for those. We thank you all for being patient, and we know it is a very difficult time. I mean, Hurricane Irma's passed through, and of course with the tropical storm here, there has been some devastation, and this is the aftermath of it, and this is how you kind of recoup things and how you get things back together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hurricane Tropical Storm Irma hit about 70% of our service territory. So you know, when you have 12,500 meters, 70% is a huge number, and you know, so thankful for the EMC family around the state and other states as well that have come in to help. We're very thankful for that. We're
going to get to visit with the EMCs in our area just to thank them and just see the work that they're doing, and to let them know we appreciate them. And you think about other places like Florida, over 3.5 million plus without power, and so it's not just you, you know, and so we thank you all for your patience. We thank you all for how hard you're working. So proud to see these linemen, and I think about my dad, 30 years at, used to be REA, Oconee EMC. My dad was a lineman here for 30 years, and so we're so appreciative of the sacrifices they're making with their families and also with their lives.
Absolutely.
To look out for us.
Absolutely.
We appreciate everything you're doing, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Jennifer Bryant, ladies and gentlemen, Member Services Director here at Oconee EMC.
A lot of people don't know that Nationwide Insurance is the largest farm insurer in the country. Is your irrigation or your equipment insured at actual cash value, or is it insured at replacement cost? How will the actual cash value actually be determined? By market value, which you can buy a used piece of equipment on the market for, or at some formula your insurance company has come up with? Replacement cost, is it at what it would have been at the current model or the new model? Don't find out at the time of a claim. Call us and let us go through it with you to help make sure that you're insured getting the most value for your dollar. Are your barns, equipment sheds, other structures covered properly? Is your livestock? Is your chemical in storage? Are your fuel tanks, your nitrogen tanks? Are all these items covered? Have you ever been asked? That's what we do when we come to your farm, because we're on your side. Nationwide and Walker Insurance is on your side.
Join Piggly Wiggly in the celebration of our 100th anniversary, and the celebration is spreading throughout our community with a renewed pride in our hometown grocer, Piggly Wiggly. 100 years of great product and great customer service. Piggly Wiggly is where you'll find everything from the freshest in produce to 100% certified Angus beef, the only certified Angus beef dealer in Lawrence County. Piggly Wiggly, down home, down the street. Thanks for joining us in our 100th anniversary celebration.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here on Highway 319. We've got Oconee EMC with us, and they've been doing such a great job. We've got a great crew with us. We're going to let them do their introductions, talk to you about what's been going on, the work that they've been doing, how long they've been doing their work, and we want them to know how proud we are of them. Are you ready, Tammy?
I'm ready.
All right, it's yours.
I'm Tammy Vaughn, and I'm the Manager of Marketing and Communications for Oconee EMC.
And Tammy, I mean, tell us how your job has been going throughout this. You know, the Hurricane Irma has devastated a lot of homes, and then with the tropical storm coming here, tell us how your job has been these past few days.
It's been extremely busy. Our members, of course, are calling us and wanting to know when their power's back on, and that's what we're there for, is to answer their questions and give them as much information as we can.
All right, very good. All right, these gentlemen to my right have been chopping at the bit to say some words.
That's exactly right.
All right, go right ahead, sir.
I'm Romanus Dodson. I'm the General Manager of Oconee EMC. and Oconee EMC staff and employees, our pipe contractors, all of our contractors have been working continuously since Monday morning.
Wow.
And you know, our job is to provide the best possible service to our members.
Yes, sir.
And our members are hurting right now. They're
Yes, sir.
without power. They're damage to their property, and sometimes their home, and sometimes their personal property.
That's right.
And it's our jobs to try to assist in getting them whatever we can back to a normal part of life.
That's right. And what area do you all cover?
We've covered the lower part of Lawrence County, East Dublin, 7 counties, Toombs County, Montgomery County, Trulian County, and Emmanuel County, and part of Tattnall County and part of Johnson County. So,
wow. Thank you all so much for everything you're doing. Sir, you ready to speak with us?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, talk to us.
I'm Carl Gay. I'm the construction manager, and normally I'm not out in the field. I usually stay at the office, but I feel more comfortable. This is more my
Yes, sir.
forte. I come up as a lineman, so
Had to come away from your desk.
that's it. So we've been working like Mr. Dotson said, pretty much nonstop since Monday morning, and we're getting a little fatigued, but we're going to continue till we get all our customers back on.
We know that it's been a long haul for you all. We just appreciate all the work that you all are doing, because we know that it takes a lot out of you all for what you're doing, and your job can get pretty dangerous as well.
That's exactly right, and especially the contract crews. Those are the guys that are out actually in the field, up in the buckets, where that's where the most danger is.
Yes, sir.
And this is what they do every day.
Why don't you introduce this crew back here? They're very camera shy, so we're not gonna get them to say anything. I don't know if they're feeling up to it. They're just gonna smile at us. Smiling and swatting these love bugs. Go ahead and tell us who this is.
Will, how long have you been doing this?
24 years.
24 years.
Wow.
And how many storms have you worked?
2. Can't count.
You can't count. So,
Can't count.
Ain't got enough fingers and toes. Nope.
So you've seen worse than this. Then.
These guys travel to wherever the storm is. So they're in a moment's notice. They'll get a call and say, "Bring your clothes with you. We're sending you to Alabama or Mississippi." Where's the last storm?
Where was the last one? Huh?
Arkansas or Missouri?
Louisiana.
Louisiana, Texas.
Oh, wow.
We've been out there.
I used to live in Louisiana. I moved from Louisiana here, and I lived through a hurricane. So thank you for all that you do. And you know, there's another thing, people, that you got to understand, the sacrifices they make when you're talking about these pipe guys that have to travel all over. I mean, that takes them away from their families, their loved ones. And so we really understand that, and we appreciate the sacrifices that your families have to make as well. And any message you want to give to the people out there concerning the work that you all are doing? And I mean, we definitely want them to be patient with the process. So.
Yeah, and I think it's important, Pat, that we just caution everybody one more time, because there are still dangers out there. There are trees on power lines or down power lines, and so we just want to caution everybody, don't forget to stay away from down power lines, and don't ever attempt to cut trees off of power lines by yourself. Trees are conductors of electricity, and we just want everybody to stay safe, be patient, and we will get your power on as soon as we can.
Thank you so much. Any last words, gentlemen?
We will not stop until we get every member's power restored.
All right, sir.
That's it.
You will not stop. And people, please be safe. You know, there are a lot of people that try to do things on their own, so you got to make sure you give those precautionary measures to people out there who are wanting to get things done. Guys, thank you so much for serving, the work that you're doing. We know it's a hard job, and you know, they say somebody's got to do it. We're thankful that you all are well trained and you're doing what you do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Oconee EMC doing what they do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say that we're kind of going around the globe here, but we're getting the opportunity to meet with the ladies and the gentlemen of the EMCs that we're working with. And if you can see in the back, we're here at Washington EMC, and we've got the Vice President of Finance and Administration, Mr. Chad Davis, with you. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. How are y'all?
Doing well. Thank you for getting the opportunity and giving us the opportunity to speak with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, if you would, sir.
I'm Chad Davis, work at Washington EMC. I'm the Vice President of Finance and Administration. I moved here about 4.5 years ago. I took the job from, I was living in Forsyth, Georgia. I have a wonderful, supportive wife and 4 children at home, all under the age of 8, and we live in Worthing, Georgia.
You've been real busy these past few years.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, listen, we're glad to have you here, and we want to kind of talk. I mean, what we're doing is just kind of letting the people know what's been going on with the EMCs, with a lot of power outages. If you could kind of give us some statistics of how you all have been working throughout the days since the tropical storm, and things that you all have been definitely having to work on.
It all started Monday morning. Hurricane Irma came through, and we started seeing outages. It increased to about 3,000, and then it got up to 5, and then it got over 10, and at the peak we were just at over 12,200 meters without power. That's about 78% of our system. We have gotten that down to under 4,500 meters. Our linemen have been working tirelessly. They've been getting up, getting out at 7 o'clock in the morning. They haven't been coming back until 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, just depending on what they're working on. A lot of them go back to houses with no power.
Right.
They have to come up to the office, take a shower for the next day, get ready, get their bucket trucks ready, and get back on the road and get started for a new day.
Wow, you wouldn't even think about that. I mean, here it is. They're out diligently working to get our power on, and some of them are without power.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's a thankless job sometimes when you see that, and so we appreciate everything that they're doing. And so how many linemen do you have working, and did you have to call in to come in from other places to help out?
Yes, ma'am. We have 88 linemen on our system right now. We have linemen from Virginia and from Arkansas. They are very much appreciated. The ones from Virginia drove all day yesterday from 4 o'clock in the morning to be down here. We had to get help from way outside of the southeast to be able to service our area and get power restored, because everybody was already committed to Florida and Texas, so it was hard getting crews in here. But we are very thankful that they made the long drive.
And we're thankful that they did. I mean, that's a lot, especially how traffic has been too. And here they are coming down on a mission.
Yes, ma'am. They are much appreciated.
All right, so we thank you for taking the time to talk to us. You know, just driving through, you see a lot of trees and stuff down. So you've had a lot of trees down on power lines?
Yes, ma'am. We have multiple trees down on power lines, a lot of broke poles, lines in the road, lines in yards. We try and clear every immediate danger and then come back and pick up the lines as we start repairing everything.
All right. And what's your area? Tell us the different areas that you all cover. We want to make sure that we are aware of the areas that Washington EMC covers.
Washington EMC covers a 10-county territory. It stretches from Norwood all the way down to East Dublin, and then we go from the outskirts of Milledgeville to Riddleville and Bartow and around that area. So around 4,400 square miles.
Wow. Well, we appreciate everything that's being done. Thank you all so much for sharing with us today. Thank you, and continue to be safe, those linemen, and the work that you all are doing, the tireless hours that they are, and to the ones who don't have power right now, bear with them.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
we are
on the
very
way.
Grateful.
It's on the way. Thank you, Vice President.
Thank you.
Thank you.